I'm really hoping that the microphone situation is much better now than it was before. Um, so, hi, I'm David, and I play D&D. I'm actually DMing now, really for the first time for a campaign. I've done one-shots and whatnot, but I have not run a campaign, and so this is my first campaign that I'm working on, and that's what I do the videos on. And I'm sort of learning as I go, both in the DM space and in the YouTubery, right, of everything. Right. You need to have some sort of boot of the stuff going on, right? Well, it's definitely not good for the equipment, right? But it's like we're doing a celebration here. I believe this is lavender. We got going here. I will put that back there. Got my white dragon here. The stupidest. There's his butt. The stupidest of the dragons. All right. So this time I'm going to do it Leosin or Lantar. Okay. So we don't meet him until the second chapter, right? He is. Oh, spoilers for Tyranny of Dragons, Horde of the Dragon Queen, D&D modules. I'm DMing this thing. We've just started out. We just left Greenest, and we're going towards the Raiders camp. That's where we are in the story, but I wanted to spend some time thinking about a character. I don't think they really give him much to do. And I think it's like, why would you not do that? Because it starts out, the approach. This is there's a meaningless way to do it and another meaningless way to do it. And, why are you there? Why are you there? And for me, the entire reason, and this is not in the book. I mean, he wants you to do stuff, wants to check stuff out. I think something's amiss, right? This is really powerful. I'm enjoying the cancer here. He is the reason you go out there. And you put yourself on the line, right? Because it was Leosin, Leo. I always say Leosin, right? I cannot say Leosin anymore. Leosin or Erlanthar. Leosin or Lanthar. Right. So this is this guy. And I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read from the text. Okay, this is who he is. He is spoilers. Leosin was in Greenest. The Raiders came, and he attempted to blend in with them to see who are they and what are they. Where are they going to? And he doesn't do a very good job of that, and he gets nabbed, and you have to free him, release him, sacrifice him to the devil. I mean, what are you going to do? So, and he's like, yeah, you guys should meet me up north. I'm whatever. And then you're like, okay, that sounds like a great idea. And that's it. He's gone. I mean, I think he pops up in Waterdeep or something at some point and says, yes, I would be available if you wanted to think I'm an important character again after ignoring me for 90% of your last campaign. And I'm now optional, which is fine. But I decided to go the other way with him. I think I'm going to turn this thing off. It's nice. I like it. I'll let it be for a minute. So, all right. Why do I not have my glasses on? Okay. So, while hey, let me read from Melantar. This is what the campaign gives you, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I know I'm one of those people. Leosin or Lanthar, the monk, okay, is tied to a stake. Now he's a monk, but they only give him commoner stats. So again, yes, he is a monk, but they don't make him a monk. The monk is tied to a stake at the back of the camp, Area 3. He's been severely beaten. He's been denied food and water in an effort to break his spirit. Resmir knows from informants across the Sword Coast that Leosin has been researching the cult's history, recent activity, okay? The cult's history and recent activity, okay? So Leosin sticks his nose in. The worm speaker, Resmir, who I turned into a woman or into a male, Resmir's female in the campaign. The only reason I turned her, changed the gender, is because I got a really cool black dragon mini I liked, I wanted to use. I could not find a female one that I liked, so I switched it. I switched other characters too. So this is not the only one. I switched the other way. And so, anyway, the worm speaker wants to know how much Leosin has learned and with whom he shared his information. Resmer considered it an amazing stroke of luck that Leosin was captured during the raid. Yes, Leosin has this information. Where did he get this information and who's he giving it to? That's good. That is good. That is like, wait, he walks into the camp. Anyway, now we get to beat him and torture him, but he won't break, right? In fact, it wasn't luck at all, at least not for Resmir. Leosin had studied their previous attacks and concluded that the time was right for the cult to strike a bigger target, and this I pretty much use verbatim, strike a bigger target, and he knew that Greenest was prosperous yet poorly defended, making it the most likely next target. So, when he deemed the time was just about right, he visited the town with the intent on staying until something happened. His observations paid off, and Leosin separated from his people during the night and fell in with the raiders when they retreated, hoping to learn more about the cult's plans and the location of their camp. Okay, so here, let me read that again. His observations paid off, and Leosin separated from his people, so he has people. I'll make the priest. I didn't remember that tidbit. So, but I have a priest in that Chantra whatever temple. I have that dude. I have his name written down. He's the people, right? Or everyone else is in the back. His people during the night and fell in with. So Leosin separated from his people, and people went in with the raiders when they were treated, hoping to learn more about the cult's plans. So he's putting his ass on the line, which is good. And the location of their camp, Resmer spotted him after sun came up, and the monk was quickly overpowered and captured. So he's being beaten. The longer he's being beaten, the worse off he should be, right? Good morning. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm falling into a trance because um I was thinking about how to play this. I'm having a little bit of an inspiration thing right now with Leosin because I want them to know things about Leosin that they can't know. Now, so I want them to know things about Leosin that they don't know. So I will have them all overnight, whatever it is. They were visited by the Jinn again. Now I had Nafas do like a tarot card thing at the beginning of the campaign, just sort of as you will experience these things, but what does it mean? So I did all that stuff with Nafas. And so I could bring him back and I could give the players dreams, interactions with him, visits from him in the night. And of course, he's taking them to the realm, his realm. He can't leave his realm, so you have to come to him, right? The one restriction for Nafas. Anyway, so he could visit you in the overnight, and I see something in your future. A monk, Leosin. Here, because this is what I want to do. What is the premonition of Nafas about Leosin? Because so far we don't really know who this guy is. And do we care? Do we care who he is? Because he hasn't been in the scene. Who is Leosin? I think goes up right in front because I think this is really important. This guy is anchoring the story. Now, so far in Greenest, I did Leosin. Oh, I got this. Here, let me get the thing. I want to show you something. Alexa, turn on the light.
Sorry, I'm having trouble understanding right now.
Alexa, turn on the light. Jesus. Being maligned by my Alexa. Oh my God, there's the cat. All right. So this is Leo. So this is someone that my group has known about for quite some time because he is the epicenter of my campaign. Right? Boom! Booyah! Now, see, there you go. This is what the book gives you, right? This is the art for Leosin, which, pretty boy blue. I think he's a half elf. Got a badass staff there. I mean, he kicks ass. All right. I don't want to take it away from him. He kicks ass. But you know what? That's not the guy I wanted him to be. This is him. I wanted him. So he's pretty elfy, but I used AI. This is AI. The picture of this dude is AI. Okay. It is made from AI. AI. Okay. I made him with AI because I'm not commissioning anybody to do this. Hate me. And anyway, and then I made the rest on the that website where you put stuff like this together. And then I weathered it. This one I think was coffee and did the Bob World Builder method. I think this one definitely had some of the soy sauce on it. But look at that. Come on. You can't tell me that's not awesome. And anyway, so since before the beginning of the campaign, I have had these posters in the place where I played D&D. Not when other people are DMing, because I think that would have been disrespectful. But when I ran one shots, I run out of the Forgotten Realms, and we can get into that. I don't want to get into it now. I think the other video was about that. Anyway, Leosin I want them to be this guy, right? Like he's more elfy, whatever, and he's wanted. Okay, he's wanted by the cult. So anyway, since we were doing Forgotten Realms one shots that I was setting in the same Forgotten Realms that I was creating, and so I brought in the things very, very early, and that's because a lot of it is because I knew I was going to be running it, but I knew I had time, so I was going to make props and stuff. And my group is 100% physical. I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, many in the group are on their D&D Beyond on their phones. I run pen and paper. I use phones and things for sound, some audio orchestrations, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll look up spells and sometimes just just to make it faster, since I'm learning. But even then, I don't know. I might reconsider that. But I'm if I need to cheat on spells with the phone, I will. But honestly, it makes it harder because I'm doing the sound and looking up stuff on the phone, so that's not great. So I'm gonna maybe use the book instead. Okay, so I use the monster manual anyway, and stuff that I pre-printed out. But spells, come on, spells, you got to use the book. Player's Handbook. Okay, so who is Leosin? And now I'm making it so what I have in my campaign, and I don't have this at hand, and it's each player, each player's character receives a letter and a package. And they open up the letter, and it's from a Leosin Erlandar, who is a learned monk who has been traveling in the land, who's been researching the cult of the dragon. I make him researching at least partially at Candlekeep, because that's right in the neighborhood, and that provides adventuring opportunities, especially if this guy dies or gets killed or something like that. Just send him to Candlekeep and we can fill, AI will replace it. No, I'm kidding. I actually put a lot of effort, and I created many, many half elves, or whatever the AI thought was a half elf. And I actually am very happy with how it came out. So there you go. Yeah. And I can draw. And I don't want to, this is the style I want to do it in. Thank you, AI. Anyway, so this is my Leosin. And he indeed has been studying, and he's been traveling the Sword Coast. And why? Is he just researching the cult of the dragon? That seems a little boring. Perhaps he is and this is what I'm making him. And again, I'm not saying this is the right way to run this campaign. I'm saying that this, I believe, is the right way for me to run it, right? So I'm not saying other people would have to do this. I'm just saying for me, this is the way to do it. You do it. You do you, as they say. Anyway, so Leosin, a learned monk, studying prophecies. There's a dragon apocalypse. Let's see. I am also taking out Tiamat until way later in the campaign. We don't need to know about Tiamat day one. In fact, the first location that the players get out of, I put the players in a carriage as they are able to play their characters. And from that, the first stop, basically, unless they take a little break along the road, that's just the cat back there, is the carriage that they are spawned in, basically, ends up in Greenest. And so that's where you start. And so all of these characters have previously, so they don't get to enact this out, but they come to the table all having received the letters and the packages. And again, and Leosin says, basically, you are the chosen. Prophecy, cult, dragon apocalypse. Dragon apocalypse. What could it be? A dragon apocalypse. With the new translation of Sam Master, or of Sam Master's original doctrine, and original translations that led to basically the founding of the cult of the dragon, which was basically one about resurrecting dead dragons as Draco-liches, or killing dragons, or having dragons kill themselves, or whatever, sacrifice, and then be reborn as a Draco-lich, which is going to lead the world. But it never really worked out that way for the cult. And anyway, so the new guy, the new leader of the cult of the dragon, the Severin guy, Severin is preaching a new interpretation. And so a huge doctrine shift. And so what does that doctrine shift mean? Now, in the book, I want to bring out Tiamat. Well, that doesn't sound. It's just like who wants to bring out Tiamat? That's like a lot to give someone. And so you know what? I think it's just it takes away Tiamat. The idea that Tiamat could come through that door if this idiot over here, doesn't do it, just doesn't make sense. And it's like, oh, okay, they want Tiamat. They want it for no apparent reason. They like, oh, this one guy reinterpreted this one document that we all believed in the old version, but we don't believe the old version now because we believe that that's the best thing for us is this Tiamat. No, that doesn't. No, just on a PR level alone, it doesn't make sense. Bring out the dragon apocalypse. Now, this is the prophecy. Now, what Severin is selling and what the prophecy say are two different things. And so, again, there could be look, see, and that's what I'm like. What is this cat doing? You're going crazy over there. She just threw herself against the door. Don't do that. What are you crazy? Anyway, so yeah, so there's a big schism of the thing. So Leosin, so I don't need to go into all that, but Leosin, it's very exciting though, and you'll want to stay tuned because I want to stay focused on Leo. So Leosin is studying these guys or the prophecy. He's studying the prophecy and different prophecies. He's a prophecy guy, monk. He travels around, the monkey, whatever. But he comes like, wait a minute, the stars are aligning. This prophecy that doesn't speak of the cult of the dragon is going to do it, but it's of certain markers, things happening, including a solar eclipse, starting this what will become a dragon apocalypse, according to Leosin, and then we later find the dragon apocalypse is in fact Tiamat, right? You might suspect, you might think, but no, she's fucking coming back, and I want that to be a major thing. Like, no, we would have heard about that. Why would anybody? And I'm also going to give the players other things to believe. I'm going to Severin is going to make believe that chromatic dragons will lead us and be benevolent and lead to a renaissance in all things. This is what he believes. And that's what he's wanting. So it's not like I want to just. And so no, I have nothing to do with this apocalypse. What apocalypse? Apocalypse. I'm reclaiming, blah blah blah. And he does his whole thing. And I have a way of delivering that, which this book does not have, because Severin is like a thing, and then and then he's at the end, and I'm like, wow, what a character! What a character arc! What a surprise there. So Severin is completely underutilized, and I am going to make him very, very red, older, and a complete fraud. And again, that's completely new. So Leosin, studying the prophecies, is watching really in the media, like what the dragon cult are doing. They're doing little things here, doing little things there. Is this a bandit? Is that the cult? Blah, blah, blah. And he's sort of piecing it together, sort of one of the constellation things. And at some, he's like, wait a minute, this precipice, we are on the precipice of this apocalyptic event. And there is an eclipse at the high harvest tide holiday, which is at the end of the season, and we're that's a high harvest. And in this Greenest, which is a small merchant town, but it's becoming more prosperous, they commemorate the high harvest tide feast and holiday with a festival of gold. And so all of the gold dealers are going to be coming into town, and the town of Greenest is going to put on basically a whole big show. And then we have this eclipse that's going to happen. So all these different things are going to happen, sort of bringing it up, bringing prestige and whatever. And you get out of your thing, and the first thing that you step into from the player's point of view after you leave your initial carriage ride, which you are dropped into, you walk out and you go into a tavern. And what is the name of the tavern? The tavern's name is, the hell was that? The tavern's name is the tavern's name is the well of the dragon. Now, boom, boom. What the Sam hell is going on here? Ah, my knife. I dropped my knife. Anyway, so what you learn there is that um the what do you learn there? Sometimes you don't learn anything. No. Um sometimes you learn. All right. So Leosin, he sees this all this happening. He sees that Greenest is the town. He deduces from the signs it's the largest, it's going to be hit. They got all this gold there. The the merchants came from far away, braving the banditry that has been plaguing this area. Um, and they all make it in safe. They set up shop. They have a eclipse. Everything goes out. There's no lamps or anything, so it's very dark. And then a black dragon attacks. Fuck the blue dragon. Fuck the blue dragon. We have Wargamanthar that we later encounter in the Mirror of Denben. These eggs in this cave system over here are black dragon eggs only. There was a deal there. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll protect. And so he does the lackadaisical, sort of not sort of into it thing that the blue dragon is supposed to do. But boom, you will also have a recall, and he could leave you with a message that I have a mission for you, but not until you come to my house, right? So, although I'm doing him more as like a dragon Don Corleone. So he's that has a really bad acid reflux. So I'm not going to do that now. I have to warm up for that. So anyway, so Leosin, he sees this thing, he tries to prove it, he goes to Waterdeep, he writes this op-ed, it's a scandal around town. I have that as a prop that is given to the players when they go to the keep in Flames and Greenest. It's an article that we know Leo's in. He's Candlekeep. He's around. He's doing things. He's talking about us and the eclipse and all sorts of crazy things are happening here. He's sort of a freak. I mean, look, they even have these things about. And again, the cult of the dragon is a bit of a joke traditionally. I mean, yes, they've killed people. Yes, they're criminals and but it's just they have more failures than successes. He can. Anywho. So so Leosin is not well respected. There are other researchers at Candlekeep that he's been consulting with about this. He basically they don't believe it. They're like, yeah, I see that. I see that. It's just Leos and these things don't generally happen in our lifetime. These are things, whatever you're not seeing in the signs in the tea. But Leos and says he is, and so he follows it. And then they're researching who could be the adventurers of prophecy, right? Because the prophecy says that there are adventurers that intervene, that become involved in Greenest on High Harvest Day at the Festival of Gold. Maybe there's a gold thing during the total solar eclipse. And of course, there's a black dragon of acid and doom and other sorts of things. Actually, I might do this differently. I might make it a black dragon, Voargamanthar, but because of his deal with the cult and everything, and his role in the prophecy, he was magically imbued to have the five. He had roll a five-headed die, or however you do that. You roll for what breath weapon? Let's see. So if I roll a d10, right, and mark up the numbers, and yeah, and that'll give you that. So anyway, so Leosin, he's known. He's trying to raise the alarm. He's seen as a kook. He finds these names, And to be honest with you, and how this campaign has worked out, Leosin got as many fucking names as he could, and he sent out a lot of shit, right? And he stole all the stuff because so each a player, the actual player, gets an actual envelope, sealed, wax sealed envelope with this handwritten letter from Leosin saying, "You are the chosen one. Meet here and greet us on the high harvest tide with witness the eclipse." Boom. All right. So, and all the players are the ones that he had invited and given a rare item. So I give player first level characters a rare item. Okay, because I wanted they're going to be weak for a while, so I wanted to give them something that's sort of powerful that they thought was sort of cool and not have to wait till level 3. I think it's a good idea. It's working. It's just one of the characters threw me for a loop. One of the players threw me for a loop, and their characters threw me for a loop last week with their magic item that I didn't know that existed before. But that's part of being a new DM. Sometimes your players do something that is completely, totally legit, core rules and that type of thing. That well, usually it's not the core rules. Usually it's some book, but it's an official book or whatever it is, and they want to use something that's like batshit crazy. And I don't know if she did that, but I was like, oh, fuck. I don't know what the fuck I do with this. What am I going to do? Oh my God. What am I going to do with this? Right. That's what like DM sort of sputter is like. Okay. So Leosin steals all this stuff, basically steals the names, sent it out to everybody. We have 6 adventurers. So what are you going to do? Some are sort of late stragglers to the game that were folding them in for certain, particular reasons to their backstories. But but why does Leosin care? Why does now he recognizes that this could be the end of the dragon apocalypse, which would exactly happen if Tiamat came through. But okay. I think he has to believe in himself, and he has to believe in himself when everybody's telling him you're crazy. And maybe he is a little crazy because maybe that's what it takes to just beat back all of the negativity. Like everyone telling you what cannot be done and what isn't true. Perhaps Leosin, in standing up for the fact that he was correct. There you go. The fact that okay. So who is Leosin? This is what I wanted to do. This is what the stream is about. Why is Leosin? He gets very focused onto this. What is it about him as a human being that makes him like, I am the center of reality. I'm the center of the prophecy. Okay. So let's do this. Leosin. Okay, so Leosin is Leosin. Oh, I know. This is great. Streaming is when he's spelling Erlanthar. ERLANTHAR. Leosin Elanthar. Who is Leosin Elanthar? Okay. Half elf monk. I think he needs a stat block, so give him a monk. Half elf monk. Let's make him. Where should we make him from? Is he a foreigner? He should be a foreigner because nobody believes foreigner. But that's it. Right. That's just, I thought about this before. I want to make him Water Davian because I want a Leosin. See, I keep doing that. Leosin, half elf monk of Waterdeep. See here we go. Okay. Elves are discriminated. This I run the Forgotten Realms of the 1990s style story. Half elf monk of Waterdeep. I think I wrote this down as I'm writing this. I'm remembering this because I wanted to make him quintessentially of the Sword Coast, the capital city, Waterdeep, the city of splendors. Okay, it's like the New York of or maybe it's Paris. No, it's maybe Chicago. I think Waterdeep has a little some Philly, right? You know, it actually has a lot of Philly. I see Philly in it. It has DC, Washington DC, right, and the Castle Ward, um, the Sea Ward, where all the monarchs and nobles are. So yeah, so Waterdeep. So he is of Waterdeep, but because he is half elven, he is not accepted. Uh not accepted. But see, but he grew up side by side with these people, with those who saw him as other. Not accepted, but he grew up side by side with those who saw him as other. Okay. Because of the elfin, because of the half elfin, you don't fit in. But same education, and of course, he succeeded. He had to succeed 3 times better than his human colleagues. Excelled three times a human uh, lord, a human nobility. Okay, so honestly, this of course is playing on African American women, perceiving that and experiencing um, that they have to outperform their colleagues in order to be given some parity or, you know, inequity. So, but here, instead of like, oh, we're going to, put the black woman on the orc or the drow. No, I'm using the racial elements of African American Americans, Black Americans, using elements of their struggle to exist within the elven, and especially the half elven, because I think the half elven is interesting because you're sort of you have no home. If you're elven, you have the woods, whatever. Half elven, you're stuck in between, and nobody really wants you. And which also gets into maybe the LGBT experience, because somebody who is completely born, of whatever orientation, they might be born into a family that says that's impossible, that couldn't possibly happen. So there you go. So we're blending oppression, and I think that Tyranny of Dragons is about tyranny. And I use these themes, these very real themes in D&D, because I think that we need to experience what's going on in the real world in a way that we can understand. And honestly, I think this is a story that does it, because you come face to face with absolute power and what absolute power does. And it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would Severin want to bring in Tiamat? Unless, of course, Severin, and again, there are hints of this, but Severin is completely being manipulated by Tiamat. Now, again, that's in the book, but again, that doesn't really give you much beat there. But Tiamat, who is very above everything, in the secret of secret is probably me, the DM, right? Like she's like, I like to fuck with these guys. I don't care about coming back from the nine hells, but I do like to fuck with people. So there you go. You be a DM, right? There you go. So that's what DMs do. We fuck with our players. Uh, this is what do DMs do? What do GMs do? D&D, Pathfinder, Shadow Dark, all these sorts of things. What does a DM, or more generally, that's for Dungeons and Dragons, what does a GM do? Well, we fuck with our players. And it's fun. All right, I'm hotter than shit, and I gotta turn on this fan, and I can't do it anymore. I'm tired and old. But I think that we've gotten this thing. He grew up in Waterdeep. Not accepted, accepted, and everyone is gaslighting him. He is right. He is 100% correct about the dragon apocalypse. Alexa, how do you spell apocalypse? My Alexas are not working. Alexa, how do you spell apocalypse?
Apocalypse is spelled A-P-O-C-A-L-Y-P-S-E.
There you go. He is 100% correct about the dragon applause on its way. Date, location, group. Doesn't know end game. He doesn't know the end game, other than it's the dragon apocalypse, right? That's pretty general. And he doesn't know how they're going to get there. Doesn't know the end game, but he knows what is about to start. Now, see, and I'm coming up with this right now. Leosin is completely right about the prophecy, but why scholars so dismiss this particular prophecy and why it wasn't really researched, out of very sort of extreme candlekeep wackos that have been there for hundreds of years working on this, since Severan's death. No, I'm sorry, not Severan's death. He's been working for several hundred years. I mean, easily since Sam Master's death. Or is it? Dun, dun, dun. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, Leo's has been keeping on it, and he's like, for sure, it's happening now. Okay. But why it's not studied, why prophecy has not been studied is because it doesn't say what happens if it happens, or if it's even a bad thing. Now that last part is Trumpian, spin like, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. Tiamat, awesome. But Leosin, the prophecy only says it's going to happen. The dragon apocalypse is going to happen, and it's going to begin at this moment. That's all it says. So who's gonna deal with it? And so that is all left. Well, did you say no one? But prophecies you don't generally exist in singular form. There's like Nostradamus, Galgenfano, right? Galgen. All right, here's this is it. The prophecy of, and I'm making this up on stream. Gil, Gil, Gal, 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 Galgon, Gal, Gon, Galgon, Galgandry, Golden Druss, Golden Druss, Golden Dam, Goldenstein, Golden Moor, Golden. That says Golden Moor. That's a quick tribute to Dave Arneson's campaign setting, Blackmore. Golgonmore. The prophecy of Golgonmore. Don Galgamore. Czar. Zar. Golgonmore Czar. Constipated. No. Golgonmore Czar. That's like a middle thing. Swago. Golgonmore Czar. Mesmario. Kanata. Mario Kart. The prophecy of Galgonmore Czar Masmario. Galgonmore Czar Masmario. I like that. Galgonmore Czar Masmario. The prophecy of this dude, Masmario, was only that it would begin this way. Was this all? Were his other prophecies about this, quote, or question mark, lost? Did they ever exist? And could anyone else, besides this guy, could anybody else discover that could anyone else know more about what and who is about to be released, if not stopped? And so in the if not stopped is contentious because many scholars believe that he was unambiguous, like this is going to happen. The dragon apocalypse is going to start this date. Does it happen? You're saying it's going to start on that date. And so this guy, this Besmario, I don't know. But did he? But did he know? And he talked about it and he wrote it and maybe it was secret, blah, blah, blah. Does it exist? Let's see. You probably would need to adventure to get that. If not, stop. Uh, does this exist? Who or what knows? And how can PCs, player characters, learn the answers? Learn the answers. Question mark. Quest. EST. Question mark. And of course, yes, there could be a quest there. The validity and uniqueness of Mario's discovery. All right. So there might be other people out there that know more about it than this guy did. Now, again, Mesmario's long since dead. This is an old prophecy, far outdating the cult of the dragon. All right. So he believes in it. He's gaslit. Here, I want to sharpen here. No one believes Leosin. He is mocked and gaslit. He believes in his interpretations that he is right, but holding onto the belief in himself, well, he became a little odd. Okay, so again, we're playing with tropes. This guy believes himself. He's mocked. He holds to his conviction. He absolutely believes in himself. He absolutely believes in himself, but nobody else does. He's mocked by his brethren. So he goes a little bad, or crazy, or inverted. Well, right? Not crazy. A little odd. He went into himself, right? You could do autism sort of a thing here. I don't know. I don't know much about autism, so I'm going to stay away from that. Went into himself. Deepened as a monk. So he might be able to kick ass, and yes, he can. But he's like super monk. He's very weird. And I haven't done Leo's, and I haven't even thought about his affect. He needs to be like a Yoda type guy, right? he doesn't necessarily have the power of Yoda, but he had this foresight and was able to stick to it, and now it's finally happened. And he gets beaten for it. But he doesn't really care, right? He's right. And he doesn't, and where did he get these adventures? The adventures, the names from the adventures, the work at Candlekeep that was being done. Okay, so other researchers of this quote unquote minor prophecy were academics and deep Candlekeep avowed. Pretty zealoty. Not zealoty. Again, easy as zealoty. They all had different opinions, but they all felt they were right. Avowed, who all had different opinions, but all had different opinions, but they, like Leosin, all believed they were correct. Their interpretations just happen to say this isn't the time. They all think they're right. They all disagree. And the only difference with Leosin is he thinks it's about to happen. It's honest, and they're like, you're crazy. Couldn't possibly. This one. So Leosin is right, and he believes himself. He loses something. Maybe he's Vulcan-like, not Yoda-like. Like I'm thinking, what's his name? Lane. Nathan Lane crossed with Spock. Leosin's mannerisms. If Spock was played by Nathan Lane. Okay, I have to end this here because I'm hot. And so I think we got it here, right? I think we have Leosin. He's at it. He's fought against. He's had to, and so he is the Spock part of him is the subdued thing. But then there's sort of you have your Nathan Lane thing, the producers, and all that type of stuff. So that's who Leosin is. Water Davian, noble, half-elf, so never really accepted, but in the elite of Waterdeep, and he becomes this roaming monk researching things because he believes that something is happening. He believes in himself. And then he finds what to believe in as far as the prophecy happening, and he is right, and he launches into it, and it's a bit ego, isn't it? But it's a tremendous achievement, predicting possibly the end of the world. So there you go. Okay, that's good. I think we got it, right? Or do we pacha up here? No, I think we pacha here. Yeah. Pacha! Is that how I end my videos? Pacha! Okay, that's how I do it. Can I not look at myself? All right, bye. How do you stop the stream? Bye.